Hey guys, welcome back to SunshinehazeCo. I am AUJHA. It's turned my heater off and it's cold in here now. This is the video for today's full moon in Aries. I will just start with saying that the energy is very much so being felt over here. I thought the full moon was yesterday. For some reason, I had it in my head that it was the 9th. And so I was doing like all my full moon stuff this morning, like, dang, I missed it. I wanted to do it on time, but come to find the full moon is today. Which I knew. I don't know. Cardinal Aries, I was ready to get it going. So with that being said, this is the cardinal fall full moon. This is the first full moon of the fall season. Cardinal signs start the seasons. They're associated with initiative, starters, energy. Excuse me. Excuse me. I like to move forward on things. Took a puff before I started the video, and that I think it was just sitting in my throat. So with that being said, think we're here. I think I'm all back now. Today is Sunday, the 9th. The numerology breaks down to 7, I believe. Yep, breaks down to 7, and it's in 16 degrees. So speaking to numerology very quickly, the full moon being in 7 degrees, 7 for me, when I speak to numerology and explain these numbers to people, 7 is the number of truth. It is divinity. It is spirituality. I do also associate 7 with abundance as well. It is one of the abundant numbers. It carries a higher vibration. It is the spiritual number for those of you guys that are hip to numerology. Being in 16 degrees, we do have the energies of 1 and 6 as well. So there's this energy of, again, cardinal energy with the number 1 as well. So you double cardinal energy there. You've got this energy of independence, energy of getting new things started. Then you've also got with 6, really stabilizing those foundations that you have moved forward, that you have placed in the soil. I don't know what kind of analogy I was going for, but stabilizing those foundations, also associated with growth, and just general positivity. Okay, so the full moon being in Aries is a full moon. It is a fire moon, so the energies and the emotions can be a little bit more intense, more passionate, heightened. However, with this being the time where we get clarity, where we gain illumination, where we heal, where we release, and where we are not necessarily manifesting, but cultivating, with that Aries energy, it kind of makes this a little bit of what I like to call a good moon. Now, depending on how your chart is set up, you might be like, yeah, girl, no. But I feel like this is a good moon for action. This is a good moon for work. This is a good moon for your projects, for anything that you've started that you may have, slacked off on, or any ideas that you've been having that you just haven't had the chance to solidify in the physical. This is the time to be doing the work on them, okay? Let's get into it. I kind of already got into it briefly. Aries energy, optimistic. Again, it's cardinal, so very initiative. Aries is dynamic, they're leaders, and Aries is a very dominant energy as well, okay? On the shadow side, they can be a little rebellious. They are known for being selfish when they're operating within their shadow energies. They are risk takers, that could be a good thing. And they're also impulsive, but that is true. Those things that I just spoke to, those are shadow energies for pretty much every fire sign. There are a few aspects that are going to give us a little bit of different energies here, in addition to that general Aries full moon energy that I was speaking about. The first is a opposition being made to Venus. So we've got this energy of feeling a little needy, wanting affection, wanting to be more affectionate. You might be feeling touchy-feely, wanting to touch on people, wanting to love on people, just wanting to pour into people or have people pour into you. There's also, because we're dealing with Venus, which is the planet that deals with our beauty and our aesthetic, there also may be a shift in appearance. Some of you guys may change your hair, change your hair color. And with it being the Aries season, without you thinking about it, some of you guys may shift to move toward more Aries themes. These are things that I like to study and get into when it comes to like zodiac stuff. So like, people might change their hair, but you might feel an inclination to change your hair to a shade of red, or a shade that a hotter shade, like a copper, or like a brighter blonde. Shifts in like maybe changing your nails, maybe changing, you know, your physique by way of working out or getting you a BBL. No judgment, do your thing, but don't be posting gym pictures. I just want to put that out there. That's it for the opposition to Venus. There's also a square being made to Pluto. Pluto is the planet that is transformation, deals with the depths of our souls. Pluto is also associated with sex. So with the moon squaring Pluto, and so oppositions and squares, when we're looking at like bad and good aspects, are considered the bad aspects, but all of these aspects are technically good. They can come with a positive or a negative element with them. However, the thing is, whatever way it goes, you're meant to learn and grow from whatever the experience is. So with the square to Pluto, there is this energy of being compulsive, again, those intense emotions that I was speaking about earlier, but there's also a call for healing. So those intense emotions may put you in a space to where you're like, ooh, I'm feeling triggered, I need to heal that. And therefore you got the illumination by way of the full moon, and now you stepping into the release and the healing by way of the full moon. Okay, next aspect we've got is a sextile. Here's a good aspect. We've got a sextile to Mars. There's an astrologer that when I not first got into astrology, but when I started really studying astrology, I watched a lot, and I still do watch her videos. She's actually one of the only other astrologers that I will watch. Her name is Stormy Grace. Lord forgive me, because I know there's a adult star out there that has a similar name to hers, which is, I remember when I found her, I was like, wait, the adult star is doing astrology? But she's not the adult star. Sorry to break it to you guys, but I'm drawing a blank on her last name. But her first name is Stormy. Y'all know who she is. If I can remember, I will just put a link to her channel in my description. If I can't remember, somebody remind me in the comments. If you don't, I am so sorry, Stormy, but I am talking about you. You know who you are. You know your stuff. She says, and the reason I was talking about her is when she explains the aspects, she speaks to sextiles as if the planets are having sex. And I really like that analogy, just because, you know, we talk about sex, but it's a very harmonious energy between the two planets. So you've got the moon having sex with Mars, okay? And so this is a good feeling confident in your actions, feeling confident in the steps that you've taken, confident in the work that you're doing, feeling like you have what it takes, and having what it takes will put you where you need to be. And you will be feeling like, okay, not only do I have what it takes, but I'm also going to end up being successful in whatever area this is that I'm putting my effort and my work forward into, okay? And also just a general feeling of, you know, feeling motivated, feeling enthusiastic about life, about things in general. Take a look at how these transits are lining up with your personal natal chart to get an idea. And you know what, I haven't really looked, but off top, this is I think my chart is getting hit kind of nice. Let me find some wood, y'all, because I be the one. Ooh, I got paintbrushes galore. Knock on wood. Because I don't have time. We just got out of that retrograde and the shadow. The last I need to wrap this video up. The last aspect that I have here, or that we have going on, is a sextile to Saturn, which is currently in retrograde. And we had a couple of planets come out of retrograde. So Pluto is now direct, I believe, or it's on its way to being direct at whatever time this video is going up. Saturn I don't think is out yet, but it's on the way. Something else just came out, not Uranus. What else was in there? Pluto, Jupiter. I think Jupiter is still in retrograde. You know what, you guys, go to my channel. I'm sorry, I'm going on tangents. Moon sextile Saturn in retrograde. This planet, Saturn, is the parent planet. It's kind of how I look at it. Saturn is the planet, the get your shit together planet. Saturn does sometimes come with a little bit of a tough energy, as people say. I guess that is true, but for somebody whose chart is ruled by Saturn energy is just kind of normal for me. Just kind of like a Saturn really taking you out, huh? Try having this your whole life. But Saturn does have more of one of those energies that if you're not doing something right, Saturn will correct you. Saturn is the karmic planet, karmic energy. It is associated with paternal energies as well. So with this sextile to the moon and Saturn are getting it on. There's a stability coming in, feeling a sense of discipline, and especially in those areas where you were feeling, you know, kind of like you were blowing in the wind. And there's also space for growth. So if you get stable and you discipline yourself in whatever work you were putting your efforts into, and whatever you were thinking of as I'm talking through this video, that's what we're speaking to, okay? You get stable, you get grounded, you become very diligent in your work, you will see growth, you will see expansion. Saturn, although is not necessarily associated with money, Saturn is shares its rulership with Aquarius and Capricorn. Capricorn is a money sign, okay? So anytime Saturn is involved, there is always an opportunity for literally physical or financial abundance, given you are working with the energies in the ways that you need to, all right? All right, that's all I got for the energies as far as the moon goes. As far as rituals go, you guys know I keep it kind of cute. So I just do quick intentions. Oh no, I'm winded. I do quick intentions. This is a full moon, so you don't want to necessarily start or manifest anything. You really want to be speaking to what is being released, what is where you're gaining clarity, where you're putting your efforts, where you're putting your energy in. So you can start with I no longer, I have clarity on, I release, things like that, speaking to all of the points that I went over in this Aries full moon video. I worked with red jasper, fire agate, and which was red jasper, fire agate. What other stone did I work with? I worked with so many. I did a lot of recordings today, guys. Give me a second. I'm trying to see the stones in my head. Red jasper, fire agate, bloodstone. I worked with red jasper, fire agate, and bloodstone today. Those are just 3 Aries stones, but you know, Google is free. Hop on there, type in stones for Aries, and it'll pull up some stones for you if you want to personalize, you know, your rituals. I work with those stones. I just like to hold them while I'm reading my intentions out loud. I do read my intentions out loud for the full moon, and I do this for all my intentions, but when you line up with the elements, I feel like it gives it a little bit more. So I do burn all my full moon intentions, but I did burn these ones and put an extra prayer in for that fire energy to kind of amplify the things that I would like to see play out for me in my life. What else? I think that's it. Just my written. I do my readings. I like to write in the colors or write on paper that is in the color of the sign. So for Aries, I use red. You could also use like orange, but I use red for Aries. I wrote on a pink piece of paper, but I wrote in red. Like to use smells when I am dealing with when I'm doing my rituals. So for fire signs, I like to bring in like peppery or citrusy smells. I actually did not use a fragrance today. I did have incense burning, but I don't know what it was, but you want to get in there and get real specific. And again, spirituality is all about intention, and it's personal to each person. So even though I didn't have a specific fragrance for these Aries full moon intentions, I did put out the fire element energy in my prayers when I was doing my spiritual rituals. So it's all about speaking what you need for your own spiritual and physical, emotional, and mental progression, and then doing the work that goes along with it. You guys don't actually have to do my ritual, but those are some suggestions, okay? And that's all I got for you guys today. You know what? I feel like I'm winded because I'm working with a lot of fire energy today, and this tends to happen to me. One of my best friends is a Libra, and she knows a lot about my chart as well as like the chart of my family members. You guys, if you follow me, you know both of my parents are Leos. And I was explaining to her like a couple of times, like, sometimes when I talk to my parents, I just have to like lay down. It's not like they're telling me anything crazy or anything wild. It's just like, it's a lot. And I don't know why. And one time I was on the phone with my dad. We used to be roommates. I was on the phone with my dad in her room, and I guess I like laid out on the ground, like while like starfished on the ground while he was talking to me, and like put my phone on my stomach and was just laying there. And like when I got off the phone, I like sat up, and she was just laughing at me. She was like, "Oh, that is so funny." She was like, "You're all water, and those fire people just make you tired." And they do, but I love them. So I'm like, I feel like I'm all fidgety and jumpy and everything because it's a lot of fire energy. I just did a whole bunch of readings. And it's the Aries full, and it's the full moon, and y'all know I got a whole bunch of Cancer placements in my chart, so I'm over here like zing, 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 zing. Happy Aries full moon. And still happy birthdays to the happy birthday to the Libras, because we are in Libra season still. Happy birthday to the friend I was just talking about. I think I said she's a Libra. Happy belated, but I told her happy birthday. I'm gonna wrap this up now, you guys. I need to like go hold a piece of like something grounding and just sit my ass still for a second. I will catch y'all next time. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all the things. Peace.